Welcome back to the deep dive. Ever wondered what really makes the difference between just a good idea and, well, a thriving business?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Today we're going to try and cut through some of that noise. We're taking a deep dive into the entrepreneurial mindset. So whether you're maybe dreaming of being your own boss, or perhaps you're just curious about how some people seem to spot opportunities that others just walk past.
Right.
This session is really designed to give you some actionable insights, maybe even a few surprising facts about how successful ventures actually get started.
Absolutely.
Our focus today specifically, it's all about generating those initial startup ideas and really getting a handle on this powerful concept called opportunity recognition.
And this whole idea of entrepreneurship, it goes so much deeper than just chasing profits.
Okay.
Think about it. A small business. It's not just a place selling things. It's often an incubator for local talent, right? It keeps money circulating within a community.
Good point.
And they're often the ones responding to those really niche local needs that, frankly, bigger companies just overlook or can't address quickly.
Yeah, they're more agile.
Exactly. That's the kind of surprising scale of impact we're seeing, especially, I think, in rapidly evolving economies like, say, Saudi Arabia, where that agility is absolutely key. It's really about fulfilling dreams.
Dream?
Yeah, dreams, not just for the founders, but for their families, their employees, and really the whole community they serve. It creates value way beyond the balance sheet.
Okay, so let's unpack that. For someone listening who's maybe, just maybe, thinking about taking that leap, what are those first steps really like?
Well,
it's interesting because, a lot of successful entrepreneurs actually spent time working for someone else first.
that's true, yeah. Learning the ropes.
Exactly. Learning an industry, building contacts, developing skills. But then again, you also see plenty of people who just dive right in early. No single path.
Definitely not one size fits all. It seems like everyone's journey is different.
Yeah. Now, to kind of bring this to life, let's talk about Haifa's story. It's a great example.
Okay.
So for years, she really craved that responsibility, the independence of being her own boss. But she was struggling, struggling to find that unique idea she felt passionate enough about to pour her energy, her savings into.
A classic challenge.
Right. Then, sort of out of the blue, an opportunity pops up. A store space becomes available for rent in her town.
Oh.
And she gets offered the leftover homeware stock at a really good price. So Haifa thinks, okay, I'll reopen it temporarily.
Just temporary.
Yeah, that was the initial plan.
Yeah.
Use the profits, then convert the space into an office for this totally different business idea she had, simmering.
Right, okay. So the store wasn't the main goal.
Not at all. But here's the twist. She starts running the store, and she actually really enjoys it.
Huh. Funny how that happens.
Isn't it? And she's making good money. So she ends up ditching her original plans entirely. And instead, she starts expanding the homewares range, even adding her own designs. It turned into this incredibly rewarding challenge for her, even though it was absolutely not what she first envisioned.
That story is fascinating. Haifa's journey, it just perfectly illustrates this whole thing about finding your passion, or maybe even better, recognizing opportunities that, weren't part of the original plan.
Yeah, exactly. Being flexible.
Right. It really reinforces that idea that what you do as a small business owner, it genuinely matters, not just to you, but to others too. It's about seeing potential, maybe where others just see an empty shop, and then having the courage to adapt your vision.
That adaptability seems key. Haifa's unexpected success, it really highlights something crucial, doesn't it? She found her passion, her profit, somewhere completely different than expected. And that brings us right to the heart of entrepreneurial success, really. That ability to see and then seize opportunities. Opportunities that might be right there, but often just go unnoticed.
That's it.
And this is what we call opportunity recognition.
Exactly. Opportunity recognition. It sounds a bit formal, but it's basically about identifying imaginative new products or services, ones that can genuinely lead to a promising business.
Okay.
It's absolutely central. It's the core of the whole entrepreneurial process. What really sets entrepreneurs apart, fundamentally, is this ability to see potential that others just overlook.
Right.
And then crucially, to take the bold steps needed to actually get those businesses up and running. Now, this recognition, it often comes from a really active, deliberate search for possibilities, or sometimes it comes from deep insights you gain directly from your personal life or your work experiences.
So is this ability, this opportunity recognition, is it something you're just born with, or can you actually train yourself to see things differently?
That's a fantastic question.
Also, just to clarify for you listening, we're talking a lot about startups, right? These new businesses. But it's worth remembering that a lot of these insights, these strategies, they apply just as much to ongoing small businesses that are looking to innovate or grow, not just the brand new ones.
Absolutely. Great point. And to your first question, no, it's definitely not just something you're born with. It's a skill.
Okay.
It absolutely can be developed. It's really a mix of active observation, thinking critically, and being willing to connect ideas that might seem totally unrelated at first glance.
Connecting the dots.
Precisely. Now, when we talk about those initial startup ideas, they're definitely not all created equal. They come from different places. But what the research consistently finds is they tend to fall into about 3 basic categories.
3 types. Okay, what are they?
Okay, first up, new market ideas.
New market. Got it.
So this is about providing customers with a product or service that, well, it already exists somewhere,
Okay.
but it's not currently available in your particular market. Could be geographic, could be demographic.
Right, like bringing something successful from one city to another.
Exactly. Or think about, say, a prepaid laundry service tailored for college students. It might be common on other campuses, but if your local university doesn't have one, boom, new market opportunity.
Simple but effective. Okay, what's the second type?
Second, we have new technology ideas. Now, these are really fascinating.
High-tech stuff.
Often, yeah. They involve new, or at least relatively new, scientific or knowledge breakthroughs. They can definitely be higher risk.
Why is that?
Well, mainly because there's often no proven model of success to follow yet, right? You're charting new territory. But the flip side is they offer tremendous promise for making a really significant impact.
High risk, high reward.
You got it. Take Hani's story, for example. He had this idea for a lightweight, flexible solar panel built right into a phone case. Charge your phone in the sun.
Cool idea.
Yeah. But then, he discovers a competitor already exists over in Jeddah. Initial disappointment.
Sure. Deflating.
But then he realized his design was actually more innovative. It offered extra benefits. He started thinking about wearable solar panels, maybe woven into clothing or accessories.
Taking it further.
Exactly. Now, for these tech ventures to succeed, the tech can't just be unique. It has to be demonstrably better. It has to be feasible to produce. And critically, it needs to focus on a deep market need.
A deep need, meaning?
Meaning it solves a real significant problem for a decent number of people, maybe a problem they didn't even know could be solved. And of course, the founders themselves need the right know-how, skills, resources, connections.
A lot has to line up.
It does. And this is also where that concept of the pivot often comes into play.
Right, pivoting. What exactly is that again?
It's basically refocusing or sometimes even completely recreating the startup if that initial concept turns out to be flawed or the market isn't responding.
So changing direction based on feedback.
Yes. That advice you hear, fail fast and fail cheap, it's not about giving up easily. No, it's about disciplined experimentation. Build the simplest possible version of your idea, often called a minimum viable product or MVP.
MVP, okay.
Put it out there quickly, get real feedback from actual customers instead of spending months or years perfecting something in isolation that nobody actually wants. You learn, you adjust, and yeah, if needed, you pivot before you've sunk everything into the wrong path.
Honey's story is pretty incredible then, navigating that line between being inspired and finding out someone else is already there. It makes you wonder, how does an entrepreneur even start to figure out if their cutting-edge idea is genuinely better and not just, different?
Yeah.
Without getting stuck in endless development.
That's the real art, isn't it? It often comes down to intense customer discovery, talking to potential users, running tests, getting validation.
So not just trusting your gut.
Exactly. Are people willing to pay for this new thing? Do they actually prefer it over what they use now? That's the key.
Yep.
Which brings us to the third type, new benefit ideas.
Okay, new benefit.
These offer customers tangible benefits, either from new or significantly improved products or services, or sometimes just better ways of doing old things.
Like an improvement on something existing.
Precisely. A great example is all the successful startups popping up offering healthier alternatives to, say, traditional sweets or snacks.
Right, like low-sugar options or plant-based versions.
Exactly. They're not inventing candy, but they're fundamentally improving it based on changing consumer needs and desires, offering a new benefit, health in this case.
Those three categories, new market, new technology, new benefit, they really cover a lot of ground. I bet if you think about it, you can probably spot examples of each type just in your daily life,
Oh,
on
definitely.
the apps you use to the food you buy. So, okay, if we're looking to find our own ideas,
Mm.
where do we even begin? What are the usual starting points?
Well, one of the most common and frankly fruitful places is your own personal or work experience.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the knowledge you gain from a job, present or past, can be gold. It can reveal opportunities to maybe tweak an existing product, improve a service, become a better supplier to your old industry,
Uh-huh.
or even just duplicate a successful business concept in a different place that needs it.
Right, you see a gap based on what you know.
Exactly. And don't underestimate your personal contacts, your networks. They can reveal unmet needs too. And sometimes, believe it or not, even personal difficulties or misfortunes can spark an idea. If you can apply your skills to solve a problem you've personally faced,
Chances are others face it too.
precisely,
Right.
you're basically leveraging your existing knowledge and maybe even your own pain points.
Okay, so experience is key. What else?
Another big one is hobbies and personal interests.
Hobbies, really?
Absolutely. Sometimes what starts as just a fun leisure activity can organically grow into a full-blown business. And these ventures, they often come with this amazing level of energy and commitment.
Because you genuinely care about it.
Yeah. Exactly. Imagine, say, a group of keen horseback riders. They love riding, they know the scene, and they notice it's hard to rent good quality equipment locally. So they start a rental operation.
Based on their passion.
Right. And what's really interesting is research actually shows that these hobby-based startups, they're often more likely to generate early sales and become profitable faster.
Wow, why is that?
Likely because the entrepreneurs are just so deeply committed. They understand the customer because they are the customer in a way.
That's a powerful link between passion and success.
Mm.
Okay, so personal experience, hobbies,
Mm.
what else? Our sources mentioned a few other avenues.
Yeah, there are definitely other leads. You can actively tap into your personal contacts. Think beyond just friends. Talk to potential customers, suppliers, maybe professors if you're connected to a university, patent attorneys, even venture capitalists. They see a lot of ideas. Former or current colleagues can be insightful. Local chambers of commerce sometimes have resources too.
So networking, basically.
Very much so. Another strategy is just to physically go where innovation might be happening. Visit trade shows in industries that interest you. Tour production facilities if you can. Check out what's happening at universities, research institutes.
Get out there and observe.
Exactly. And observe trends, big picture stuff. Like, think about the global shift away from dependence on fossil fuels.
Right, sustainability.
Yeah.
Huge trend.
Huge. And it's driven by all sorts of things. Material limits, energy costs, pollution concerns, social movements. All of that creates enormous demand for sustainable alternatives. And that means countless new business opportunities.
So paying attention to the big shifts.
Absolutely. Pay attention to all kinds of change. Shifts in industries, market dynamics, demographic swings like aging populations or migration patterns. New scientific discoveries. And, the simpler stuff works too. Read trade publications in areas you're interested in. Read profiles of successful entrepreneurs. See how they spotted their chances.
Learn from others.
And finally, don't underestimate just searching the internet. It's an incredible resource for information on the whole startup process, finding specific opportunities, even online tools that can help profile business ideas based on industry or interest.
Lots of places to look then. It's not like ideas just fall out of the sky.
Rarely. Usually, it's about actively looking and connecting things. And building on that theme of finding ideas, let's talk about feedback. Specifically, the incredible value of online customer reviews.
Yeah, reviews are everywhere now.
They really are. There was a big Nielsen survey, found that 84% of people globally said word-of-mouth recommendations from friends and family were the most influential source when deciding what to buy.
Makes sense. You trust people you know.
Right. But guess what came in a strong second?
Let me guess. Online reviews.
You got it. Online consumer opinions.
And you definitely see that reflected in how people shop, don't you?
Yeah.
Something like, over 50% of customers read online reviews before they buy something.
At least. And yeah, positive reviews clearly nudge people towards buying.
while negative ones can definitely scare them off.
For sure. And the way reviews are evolving now, often linked directly to social networks, just amplifies their impact even more.
So how does this tie back to finding startup ideas?
Well, think about it. This is invaluable for entrepreneurs. It's a direct line to unfiltered, honest feedback from your potential audience.
Right. You see what people actually like or dislike.
Exactly. It helps you not just identify real market needs, but truly understand them. What are people complaining about? What features are they wishing for? What problems aren't being solved well?
Ah, so it's like free market research.
In a way, yes. It's not just about aiming for good reviews for your own business. It's about actively mining those reviews, even for competitor products or related services, to find those unarticulated needs, those pain points. You can use that feedback as a roadmap for your next great idea.
That's a smart way to look at it, using complaints to find opportunities. Speaking of turning ideas into reality, let's touch on a couple of inspiring journeys.
Great idea.
Take Latifa Al-Walan. She's an information engineer, and she invented and patented the world's first electronic machine for making traditional Arabic coffee. It's called Yatouk.
Wow, that's really specific and innovative.
Isn't it? A true innovation born from deep cultural understanding combined with engineering skill.
Fantastic example.
Then there's Abdullah Al-Dabas. He's the chairman and founder of Baha Food Industries. Big company now.
Baha, yeah, I know the brand. Nuts, coffee.
That's the one. But he started back in '97 in Riyadh, literally selling Egyptian seeds out of the back of a truck.
No way. From a truck.
Yep, just selling seeds. It went well, so he expanded into a small store, added nuts and coffee, and from there, it just grew and grew into the major Saudi brand it is today.
That's incredible. From a truck to a household name. These stories, they're just such powerful examples, aren't they? Vision, definitely perseverance.
For sure, perseverance.
And that amazing potential to scale up from really, really small beginnings. They just reinforce that idea that your startup, no matter how humble it seems at first, really can grow and make a significant difference in the market, in people's lives.
It's about spotting that initial seed of an idea, isn't it?
Yeah, spotting it, nurturing it, and crucially, having the courage to actually see it through all the challenges.
Wow, what an insightful deep dive today. We've really covered some ground.
We have.
Thinking about the core purpose of small businesses, their surprising impact on communities.
Beyond just profit.
We unpack that crucial concept of opportunity recognition, that knack for seeing what others miss, and we explored those three main types of startup ideas: new market, new technology, and new benefit.
Right, the three paths.
And we also looked at all those different places ideas can come from. Your own experiences, your hobbies, watching trends, and even digging into online customer reviews.
Yeah, a lot of sources to tap into.
So maybe a final thought to leave everyone with, something to chew on.
Okay, well, building on everything we've discussed, particularly that point about online reviews, given how crucial they are and how they can directly shine a light on unmet market needs, here's the question for you. What untapped customer feedback, or maybe what overlooked pain point in your own life or in your community? What little annoyance or wish might actually hold the spark for your next great idea?
Ooh, that's a fantastic question to ponder. What frustrations could actually be opportunities? We definitely encourage you to keep exploring, keep observing, and, apply these concepts to whatever you're aspiring to.
Keep looking.
Until next time on The Deep Dive, keep digging deeper.